Alright, hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Miss Mo. And so, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be like trying to make myself some tea, um, and I'm going to just be talking while I'm doing that. Let me push this back just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about like creating boundaries. I don't think I've talked about this in a video before, or like made a specific video talking about setting boundaries. But um, some of the things that I talk about in on my channel. Ooh, that's my teapot. The things that I talk about on my channel are usually things that I'm currently going through, or that I have gone through and I'm like moved past it. So I don't think I've talked about setting boundaries before, because I've never really set boundaries, or if I have, it's so emotionally draining that I don't think I've ever really, that I don't have the energy to talk about it, because I'm just going through it. Um, and that kind of brings me to like why I even say that it's emotionally draining. So like this past year, um, yeah, it started this year. This past year, I started receiving coaching sessions. I got like or I've been meeting with not like a career coach, but like a professional coach. And one of the exercises that we did was finding out what my saboteurs are. And the saboteurs, I'm not going to be explaining it right, but it's just basically like the way that you think and process things, um, and how you react to certain situations. I don't know. If I get the definition, I'm gonna put it in the comment section or in the description box or something like that. So anyway, my saboteurs are pleaser, avoider, and restlessness. But my strongest saboteur is my pleaser. And whew, I was talking to my coach about this, about how like, setting boundaries can be like saying what you're not going to do, but it's also about saying or showing what you won't allow. And when we talk about boundaries, the first part is what I kind of like really thought boundary setting was like saying, oh, I'm not going to do this, and letting it and communicating that clearly to whoever I'm talking to. But like I stated earlier, when I talk about stuff, it's like things that I'm currently going through or that I've gone through it. And so right now, I'm in the state of the second part of creating a boundary, and that is showing people or situations what I'm not going to allow. And baby, I'm telling you, as a pleaser, as somebody who enjoys seeing people happy and will really sacrifice whatever I need to do to make that person happy or people happy, I will do it. Um, and so, but that comes at my detriment, because I'm exhausted, I'm depleted. Like I don't even have enough energy for myself, because I'm giving so much to others. And like it's just exhausting to be honest. It's just exhausting to be a pleaser. And the reason why I'm engaging in these coaching sessions and trying to do this internal work is because I see how I act and I see how I behave, and there are aspects of it that I appreciate and I love, but it's like I want to get better. I want to see a better version of me. And the route that I'm going, for example, of being a pleaser and like kind of making sure that everybody else is good, and that I'm like, whatever my needs are, it takes a back seat to it and all the other stuff. Like taking that route again is just so depleting. And so like I want to change, and but I don't want to change so much that I lose the goodness of who I am. Like, I don't want to say, okay, I don't want to be a pleaser no more, so I'm like just F everybody. Like, I don't want to be like that, but I do want to be able to set healthy boundaries. And I was recently in a situation in which um, I set a boundary by telling somebody how their behavior was not acceptable. And the backlash of that is that, you know, the person doesn't want to talk to me. And as a pleaser, and if my kind of existence is to make sure everybody is good, and somebody doesn't want to talk to me that I care about, whew, whew, that's a big cookie to swallow. That is a big cookie to swallow. And so now I'm going through this like internal struggle of like, um, okay. And so right now I'm going through that struggle of what happens when you set that boundary, and you know, you show people that you set a boundary by showing people what you're not going to allow. And again, as a pleaser, it's tough because I'm like, okay, do I just say, you know, do I just try to please the person and just try to like get it over with so I don't have to go through this uncomfortable internal conflict of like my pleaser being extremely activated. However, the other side of me, that growth and that the part of me that I really want to see, how that is like conflicting with my pleaser, because if I try to please the person, then it's gonna, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna knock me down a notch of where I'm trying to go, of having like healthy relationships that don't deplete me. So I'm currently going through that right now, and I just want to make this video for anybody else who might be going through that of like setting a boundary. Like for some people, it's not, you know, it's easy for them. It's like, no, I ain't about to do that. And that's just what it is. I don't care if you're mad, that's just what it is. And like, but for people like me, I'm like, nope, I'm not about to do that. But let me see if I can work something out, you know? There's always a workaround in order to make sure that somebody else is good. And again, my feelings, my concerns, all that other stuff is just like kind of pushed to the wayside. So for anybody that's going through kind of like that internal conflict of setting a boundary, but also trying to approach people you love with kindness and like, and love, not like fake positivity love, but like, I call it like paternal love, of like, or parental love of, I'm not doing this to like hurt you, I'm doing this to help you. And you know, people can take that a little bit too far, but I'm just talking about that like a more well-rounded type of love, of like, I'm not just going to spoil you with things, I'm going to create boundaries, and I'm going to set those boundaries with you. And so I kind of call that like parental love, and that's the type of love that I want to exhibit to people. I don't want to exhibit this fake positive love in which I just give them whatever they want and they feel like anything is acceptable. When it's not. Like, I have to be called out on things that I do, and it hurts when it happens, but in the long run, it's beneficial. So, you know, if I need to call somebody else out about things that they do, like, hopefully they hear what I'm saying and the intent, and understand the intent behind it, and not necessarily like how I'm saying it. if that makes sense. And so, yeah, it's a tough thing to have to go through because it's just an internal struggle of like my pleaser just wants to just snatch at it and just be like, whatever you need me to do, I do. But then the boundary portion of me is like, no, leave it where it is. You said what you said, you did what you did, and you meant to do what you did because you felt a boundary was crossed. And you need to show that person that that is not how you want to be treated, and that's not how they should be treating people that you care around you, that you care about. You know, that's not how you want them to be treating the people that you care about. Um, and so, if that makes sense, y'all, my computer is messed up, so this ain't gonna be edited. It's just gonna be raw. You're gonna just get it how you get it, you know. So, yeah. So I'm just saying all that to say that the struggle is real, but I am with you in the fight. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that time. But I am with you in the fight. And to stay strong. Because again, you have to understand what your goal is. For me, my goal is to have healthy boundaries because I know I can give my all to people, but it comes at a price of me. And I don't want to be sacrificing myself like that. Um, yeah, I just don't, because it doesn't allow me to do other things that I truly care about. Like I may care about the person, um, but they're not my whole life. You know, like I have other interests, and when I pour so much into other people or into other things, it leaves me depleted to pour into things that can pour back into me or bring me joy, and energize me and things like that. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I think my tea ready. Um, yeah, but okay.